that's 4 hours away, and we're playing the same team that we play out here. And the point of you going out of town to play like teams that we don't know to come see how we can do. Waffle mom over there. Oh, forget, we got basketball tryouts tonight. Oh, we need an extra large in those pants. Like, you always complaining. Stop all the time. Always be talking little secret little group chat, texts, and everything else. Look at her over there, gossiping. The kid ain't even no good. She's in every single thing ever. Her husband coaches.
Moneyball's back, and we are on location here. We are down in the Panhandle here in Florida. First time here. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it. So how you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. I'm finally have a minute to just chill for a minute. I've been traveling the country literally for the last 2 years, but it has been nonstop. I just, every time I turn around, I feel like I'm on another airplane, and because I've been promoting tournaments throughout the country, and now I have August, I'm off, so it's been cool.
Let's lay the groundwork for that right there, right? So people who don't know you and they just know you as this funny guy who goes on and kind of, like I said, picks on travel ball, whatever.
Watch him. Don't get too far out. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Slide up. You cannot just step. Come in, slide. Get off the bag. Get off the bag. More. Go. You gotta listen to me, man.
Who is Mark? What does he do? What is the promotion? You have your companies, but let's start from the groundwork, right? The concrete.
Yeah.
You're traveling like crazy. So what is it that you do on a daily, and who are you? Let's tell everybody about you a little bit.
So I'm 40 years old. Worked as a utility designer, electrical designer for 17 years.
Okay.
And my son plays travel baseball, and he just happened to be a pretty elite, baseball player. He's about to be 13. Very easy, coachable kid. Never had any issues. Everyone likes him. We were easy parents to get along with. We're on a team when we were, 6, 7, 8, 9. The coaches were leaving. They were going to play their kids up, and a few of them were grade level stuff, whatever. And the parents kind of had enough. We're leaving after this year. My COVID just ended, and my daughter, who's now almost 18, was like, "Hey," she's like, "You need to do TikTok." And I was like, "Man, I don't care. I never had a Facebook. I didn't have an Instagram. Didn't have that stuff. It's probably best I didn't have it because I was kind of the Jersey Shore dude back in the day. My wife was like, "You need to be on social media." So I ended up being like, well, this is a good way that I can get in touch with my daughter, because we were doing so much with our son, running around the country, playing ball. And she was just started doing a few different things just to kind of get in good with her. Little funny things had nothing to do with baseball. And then one day I was the same guy I am on the videos as I am in person. So I was just kind of mimicking this last year, because we showed up at the very first tournament when we were 9. Everybody was there, and it was like, well, I'm gonna say what I want this year. We're all done after this year anyway. We don't give it, you know what? No. So I started, talking about, well, all these moms think their baby's the best player in the world. And I did a video with it on my phone, and then it was like, bang, it had like 100,000 views. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, well, I guess you could do another one of these. And I was like, what are some of the travel ball stuff you could do? And I didn't see any of it. I wasn't really looking at everybody's stuff on social media. And then it was like, well, daddy ball's a real thing. Let's do a daddy ball video. And then it was like, well, now let's do an umpire video, and gate fees are expensive. And who's the new kid? Why's the sub kid on the team? And oh my God, what kind of bat did he use? Why did that kid use my son's bat? And oh my gosh, don't say nothing to the coach because he's gonna get kicked off the team. And it was our whole lives. It's like being in an NBA game. And then when the game's over, then you're on Sports Center. You got to discuss it for the next few days about what did LeBron James flop for, or why did this kid jump up on the mound for? And then you discuss it at home, and then you're calling everybody, oh, you hear, what do you
Oh
think
my God,
about
dude.
y'all back next year? And it's just no. Our whole lives we're over travel ball. So then it was like, notes, video. There's an idea. The mom liked everything on Group Me, what the coach says, but she didn't like anything what I said. All right. And so every single thing was like an idea for a video. Well, I started doing a company, kind of reached out, and they were like, man, they were like, we'd love to have you down to speak at this thing. We were going to have all these MLB players there, a bunch of stuff. And I met some of these marketing guys, and they were like, man, and I had about 40,000 followers on TikTok. That was it. Didn't have anything going on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube yet. And they were like, you could make some shirts, sell some merch. And I was like, what? All right. I thought you had to have 1 million followers to do that. Oh, you can do it anytime you want. Just wear a shirt and post it out with a link on it. Made a real simple website. It's like Outfield Matters. And nobody wanted their kid to play in the outfield at 6, 7, and 8 because the ball never came out there. Y'all, dude. I expect that more. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I was like, whatever you say, blue was another one that was really huge. Stay calm. It's just pool play. So I was like, well, and I was working in this company as a designer and I had a baseball field right next door to me. And COVID was that happening.
Hold up. So they reached out to you and hired you, or?
No. They were like, hey, would you like to come down to the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota?
That's where I got married.
This place. And
yeah, my wife's going to love you.
Played golf down there. It was cool. There was it was just like, we want you to speak at this, little meeting thing we're having. Like Rawlings was there, Easton was there was some cleat companies, Axe Bats was there, and
did they want you to kind of do your routine, if you could?
Like all it was this company was an e-commerce company. It was like a Dick's Sporting Goods online, and they had all these companies in to sell their stuff, and they said they needed somebody like an MC. And so that happens that the company was based out here in Louisville, Kentucky, which is where I'm from. So I was like, yeah, dude, it's a free trip. I didn't know, didn't get paid nothing for it, but they flew me down there and it was like, oh my gosh, coolest thing ever. And that's where I met some of these guys, in these marketing areas that were like, man, we can help you with this, because I partied with them that weekend. And they were like, you're a funny dude, you're cool. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an electrical designer. Long story short, after that, you sold some T-shirts. You wear them in your videos, attach the link, and I watched it come in on on my website, and I said, wow, there's something here. Eventually, I got fired because, like I said, next door there was a baseball field where I kept going outside during COVID because not a lot of people were working in the office, and I'd sneak over there and make a little video, and I'd post it, and I'd sit there and refresh it all day long, and I was like, "Ooh, it's up to 20,000 views," and then it was like 500,000, and it was so hard because you could just hear the website, the Shopify, and I was like, "Oh my god." Didn't know anything about taxes, didn't know anything about inventory, didn't know nothing. I just heard that ding like I was playing a damn, slot machine in a casino.
Absolutely.
Every time he did a video. Well, that kind of trickled over to sunglasses, wear the sunglasses, and then that was like, okay, now your following's getting bigger. You start have Hilton reaching out and Gatorade reached out. Then you better the sunglasses, talk to a few MLB agents and guys, and they said, hey man, if you change the name of this and not made it yours, since you're not Jordan, and made it like a Oakley or a Ray-Ban or a SOLAROSHADES, which we ended up calling it.
Which I like.
Then it was like, hey, would you like to, you use the following I had? This time I'm probably sitting at, 500,000-600,000 followers. You're reaching out, companies are reaching out to you. Now you got MLB players wearing them and top level travel ball kids, softball players from all over the country, outside the country. All different levels, and you're promoting it through your videos, and I do the videos. I act like different characters and use it as a free, like an ad. Honestly, it's like, here's a funny video, but by the way, that link's just chilling right up there in the top corner of it, and
Mark,
it's stressful. It's a lot of work.
What's so great about it, man, is it's so relatable. So listening to what
I hear that everywhere, yeah,
because it's the truth, and being a travel dad, right? And being amongst these that are in the world with us, right? And I like to think that I'm different than these people, and maybe I'm one, right? Like, there's always these. Yeah,
that's not me. I'm just like, hey, listen, man, you're the best one on the team. I'm telling you what I said, but yeah.
We graduated. So me and my closest guys, right, or whoever on the team and whichever it is, we say we've graduated, so we are now the dads. You can do your own skit on us. That walk away, right? We're the guys that go and steal from everybody. Listen, that's its own skit, man. So like, you can be the guy sitting there watching. You could be the game changer guy, right? You could be the guy who does all the scoring and does the video.
I've done everything you can think of.
He never gives his kid an error, right? Because he does the scoring.
No, yeah. And you can't say nothing to him because odds are he's on the coaching staff. He's best friends with the coach, and it's like, you don't say anything to him.
But you know what he forgets though? He forgets that he's on audio for Game Changer. So once in a while he says something stupid,
Yeah,
then there's the dads that walk away and they watch from a distance. There's the dad, grandfathers come because
moms are in that too.
Moms aren't. I didn't get to moms yet, but the grandfather played double A ball, right? So the grandfather sits in his chair and just goes, That was a strike.
Yeah.
Strike. I know because I play double A.
Yeah, you got the siblings running around. It just they don't even watch them. Ain't nobody cares about them. It's all about the one that's gonna make them money over there. They're 7 years old. They're about to be signed with the Braves here in a minute. Yeah.
The siblings could be making a pipe bomb, dude. They don't care. It's so relatable. And people, I wouldn't say it's pigeonholed because people in other sports can relate too. So, for example, my son plays.
Yeah, it's youth sports.
My son plays travel hockey. It was funny. We were talking about Golick a little bit before the show, and Golick's one of the guys. Him and I ended up talking about this, and he was like, "Here's the worst thing about that you're ever going to do with coaching is going to be the parents." That's what he said. He's going to say you're going to love it because I coach.
I need to talk to him.
Oh, I've been coaching for years, and the worst thing is what? It's the parents. Now,
at
the end of the day, you end up loving them all, and hopefully it ends up being a good season. Everybody had fun, but he preaches the two things, fun and fundamentals. And, it's not every kid on that team's, they might not be playing ball in 2-3 years, right? They're just going out there and having fun. And us as parents, like you said, at all levels, we just think, and like, oh, my son's the best on the team. This guy's going to be this guy's going to.
It's the age that we are with these kids because travel ball wasn't like what it was when I was younger. I was a Catholic schoolboy. You had a Little League team went to a Little League World Series. It was like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
We practiced 30 minutes before our Sunday game after church, and that was it.
Yep.
And now, you're playing every day. You're playing every weekend. You got middle school. You get the weekends. You get the showcases now. You've got money, and it is like, it's geared into these parents' heads that if you don't start at like 5 or 6, you ain't going too bad. Well, he can go play for fun over here, but he ain't got a shot to be but then there's different levels of it. It's not like travel ball, and everyone thinks that they play travel ball. And because they call it that, they're like, well, we're not on rec all-star, team anymore. I created a team and we travel. Well, where do you go? Well, we have one trip to Florida a year and we play everybody in an hour radius. Okay. What's the level you are? We're single A, double A, but we might be moving up to, triple A. And you're like, all right. But then you got the other side of it where it's like major national level, where it is like, this kid's got a nutritionist, a personal trainer. He's got, he's on 16 different teams. He's sponsored by, right now, I kid you not.
Let me ask you this, with all joking aside for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What is your take on it, right? Because there's really a divide within baseball. Yes, there's different levels of travel. When I was younger, I'm 45, you're 40. When I played, we had a rec, man. I grew up in Carnegie, Scranton, represent Hamburg, New York, right? And we played, and I was an all-star. So I went to the all-star game, and that was a big deal. And then you'd go up and you'd play. If you say you went to a Catholic school or St. Francis, that would be like prep, or you could play in your high school. And if you were good enough, you'd get noticed, you'd get a scholarship, and then so on and so forth, right? Now, like you're saying, man, number one, the talent level is blown up out of, right?
Our parents hold their kids back too now is the thing. It's like, well, let's hold them back. I'm 2, 3 years. I'm some crazy. Yeah. Yep. Just because there's an advantage. Really, it's just try to get attention in that MLB, the draft. That's
all it is.
There's kids right now that are wearing, my sunglasses that are, top prospects going to, for the draft next year.
It's got to be a good
when they were 15, 16. It is, but it sounds really good. But at the end of the day, you're only going to have every now and then a LeBron shows up or a Jordan or a Jeter. There's just so many people that play in the MLB.
Players, yes.
Yeah, and then it's not just, okay, yeah, you're in the MLB, but you're not going to play at that level. You're in single A, double A. It's the same kind of thing. It's just now you're in the majors. But getting back to your thing, man. I think it's what happened was it was the pros and the college kids wanted to get paid, and the high school kids were like, wait a minute, we can do this too. And now you're in 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds, and you're like, well, because now you got to have a follow. Everybody's got a following on Instagram now. It's almost like you want to play sports. Go get famous on social media now so you can at least be seen. And it works.
NIL changed a lot of things for college, but now go back, you're going to go prior to NIL. Guess what? You're 100% spot on. What you do is promote yourself through, be it TikTok, YouTube, or whatever.
Yeah, everybody can be a celebrity now.
And you're getting paid for it, right? So, But going back to the initial question, do you think it's overkill? Do you think it's too much? Your kid obviously plays pretty elite, and it's okay to say that. to have
Yeah,
a
no,
ball
I
player-
mean-
you ever notice too, we're like afraid to say like, and we'll be like, I'll say like, oh, my kid's a pretty good ball player, but you're always
See, I don't think. I think I think personally, from what I've seen, I think the perception of it is they play every single day, but we don't. Like right now, we haven't played in 2 weeks, two
Yeah, yeah,
weekends.
yeah.
I haven't said, but he's going to play in a very big tournament in September, another big one in October, another big one in November, another big one at the end of December. That's
Is
four
he gonna-
tournaments.
Is he going to invite?
Yeah, invited. Some of it's with me now, and I got a whole thing. But it's only one tournament a month in the fall. He may pick up here and there, but I mean, we still go to the gym. We go to the gym together now. We hit together. That's another thing. I think social media makes it look better than what it is. I promise you, not every single kid who's 12 and 13 are playing every single weekend. I know some that are, but they do that. Most of the parents who have kids at a very high level, they get them prepped, let them get a few reps, let them play locally, and then bang, you're at a big PG event or something.
What's your
Your offer, Jalen?
Jalen. Okay, so
Mhm.
is Jalen playing other sports?
No, and this first year we are different parents because, like I was telling you earlier off of here, I don't have a lot of issues with him. He's not the one that whines. He's not a problem. He's a very calm kid. Doesn't care. He just wants to win. Doesn't care if
He's always been that way.
He's had a couple. No, yeah, 100%. My daughter, complete opposite, just like me. I was the dude, sat the bench a whole lot, looked like I could play, try to be arrogant about it.
Yeah.
This is Big D Tire. Big D Tire sells tires for less money than the competition. I cannot make it any more simple than that. Big D Tire is where you want to go to buy your tires. Moneyball highly recommends Big D Tire. Orchard Park, New York. Big D.
Very athletic, good at basketball, good at sports. He did. We leave a lot of it up to him. We've purposely
got it from his mom's side.
He really did. She played sports and basketball. He really did. But I mean, he, after, really last year, we were like, here are your options. Here's where we think's going to be a good fit for you. What do you want to do? We're good with it.
Good. I like that you went there with it.
Well, because he was on a team where there was a lot of really good kids on at an early age. He was a quiet kid, so he got kind of pushed off. So I didn't complain. Oh my God, why is my kid not going to play shortstop? He was everywhere. He played everywhere. Put him over here. He don't care.
He humbly proved that he could play every position.
Yeah, he kind of did. So after that, it was like, well, the team was breaking up, and then I had a friend of mine who was running another team, which was close by, and we said, hey, we'll go. You want to try out? We knew he was on the team because they wanted him, but we made him try out. You better give it your all.
Yep.
I knew he was going to be the best one on that team. Everybody knew he was going to be the best one on the team. And we went over, and for 1 year, the whole year, I was like, here's the deal. You're going to be probably awesome on this team, but you're probably going to end up getting comfortable. You want to stay here and let everybody praise you all day long, or do you need to get to the next level? Because his Fortnite life is like, I got to get it to the top. I got to come in first. I need all the skins and that. Let him try out for a few major teams. He made it. I said, all right, Jalen, you've got 3 teams you made, 3 major teams. It's a lot of money. They travel a lot. They play more than one out of state. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not nobody we know. It was just here in Kentucky. It's real local. It was just a USSSA, major type teams. You wouldn't know them.
Okay.
There's
a segue to that, but I want to.
Yeah, well, in Canes and 5-star, it wasn't stuff like that. But it was like you could play up where you're not going to be the best kid on the team anymore, and you're going to have to work, or you can stay here and be the man. And he was like, "Oh, I want to go play on that team." And he had 4 actually. It was just, you stay here or play the other 3, and he liked that hitman.
Was it the same age group?
Yeah. One of them was up. One of them was a grade level up. Because to be fair, he was born in September, so he's 13. A lot of his kids' friends are 12.
September what?
We never really 20th.
I'm 28. All right. Yeah.
My actually got a Raymond birthday that 28th. But so we did that for him, and all the while this is going on, dad's over here, becoming a thing on social media.
Do you feel that he's making it on his own merit 100%?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
100%. And it's nice because but they got to see it first. It's like now he's developing that name. He's always been a good player, but now he's starting to get more on that. But he's also still a littler than that puberty age. He's stuck into it right now. He's not as big as the ones.
Has he crossed that line?
it's starting now. He just now started going to the gym with me. We've had conversations to be like, look, there's a lot of negative to this that we, haven't gone into.
And you know what? And let's not. That might be a part.
Yeah, no, it's just
because everything you're saying now is optimistic, and
yeah.
it garners hope to a lot of parents who maybe, and again, I say all the joking aside, man, because you're a hilarious dude, and we could sit here and do that stuff all day. But I like the serious part of you because I know
Yeah.
you have it. And
It's nice having these conversations. I don't have a lot of these. So everybody wants to be like, say something.
I can tell you're very cerebral with, with where you want him to be. You still have you're guarding him as well. Does he have his own?
It's tough.
Is he kind of networking for himself?
No, he's just he's about to be 13 yet. And he don't like that stuff,
Okay. So he's humble as well.
Yeah, I asked him, and I was telling, and he is so different than me. My daughter would have been like, yes, right, look at me. But my wife's like, yeah, and with him, it's like I think that's his strength because
I agree.
He's the calm guy that they bring. I know kids personally. I know a few of them. Oh my gosh, have I never seen anything like this? But you know what? Some of those same kids I've seen them. I've been with them recently, and I'm like, man, they're starting to grow up. And it may have caught on a little bit later, but the problem is that you can't be a parent screaming at him at 9 and 10 because he's pissed off because he threw his bat on the ground. Bro, I literally chunked the ball in the woods the other day, 9-iron, completely threw that damn club across the fairway, threw a fit. You want me to go out there?
We might be brothers. You might need to check. We might be brothers.
Why are you getting mad for on the mound? Because you threw a bad ball? I'm a hypocrite at that point. I got pissed I couldn't hit that ball down in that hole, And
I guess you know what? And another thing that I believe in life is moderation, right? So whether you're drinking or pouting or whatever it is, man, like drinking or pouting as a kid, it's okay to let out your frustration. Him and I have recently come up with we've recently come up with a 3-second rule, which allows him, and I mean this very sincerely, he can do whatever he wants for 3 seconds. Like he could take his mitt and throw it over the fence. But it's 3 seconds. In baseball, you have to have a short.
I'm with you.
You got to have a short.
Well, and I coach kids now, and I've said the same thing. I didn't say 3 seconds, but I'm like, listen, you get to, and I think level ages matter. You probably wouldn't say it to an 8-year-old, but now the 13-year-old, I'm like, listen, you want to come in the dugout and get pissed off and throw some stuff and cuss a little bit? Fine. Yeah. When you get back on that field, you better be smiling and happy because I don't need this going over into the next inning.
Thank you. And not letting it overflow so that his teammates see it.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah,
he's the leader on the team, right?
My parents never said a whole lot. We were never the parents that questioned us. Listen, you want to coach a team? Go coach it. If you got somebody your son's playing for and they're the coach of the team, well, they're coaching it. You don't want your kid to play for them? Don't no more.
When you were riding the pine there, were you passionate about the game? Did you love it? Or were you just kind of like, okay, I'm here to play, I
mean, honestly, I was a different breed. I just wanted to be popular. And I was just kind of like, I was just doing it. Yeah. My parents didn't let me quit. Yeah. No, I was just, I wanted to be the point guard. I wanted to be the running back, quarterback, the pitcher, the shortstop. Yeah. And then when I got there, it was like, oh my God, I lose sleep over it the night before. He gets up there with an 0-2 count, and he still looks like this. Well, all right, hold on. As soon as the game's over.
Is the ultimate goal you want to be a Major League Baseball player? Or is it, hey, I hope my kid can play college ball? What is your goal for
I told Jalen all the time. I said, listen, honestly, and where we're at, we're in a very small town. I said, you're going to play high school. You keep putting in the work, you're going to play some of the high school. He's already playing up the middle school thing. Once that's over, that's on you there, kiddo. You know what I'm saying? Once you get out of high school, he's a smart kid. He's got good grades. He needs to be on top of everything. He's a likable kid. Yeah. We may put him in a different high school. I doubt it. We may stay out here.
I feel like I should meet him. Where is he here?
Jalen!
Let's go, man. I feel like I should meet this kid. Let's go. It's
Jalen!
Meatloaf. The meatloaf. Get the meatloaf.
No. We want it now. Come here, man. This dude wants to meet you. He's a super, super duper famous YouTuber, and he's got a pod. Yeah, put the hat on.
Something like that. Thanks for that.
Let me get my AirPod off here.
Jalen, what's happening?
Nothing. Just tired.
Nice. This is going to be aired on YouTube. What's up?
Me and your dad are dicing the onion up a little bit here. He's telling me a little bit about your baseball career. I wanted to say, man, congratulations on everything that's going on. And you know what I'm most proud of, and what your dad kind of has echoed a few times, is how humble you are and how much you respect the game and how much you truly, truly, appreciate that you're good at what you do, right?
Yeah.
What's your take on it, man? First of all, what's your favorite position to play?
Third base.
Okay, that's what my son Deacon plays.
Ever.
Hey, if I can get the meatloaf here. Come here.
What is she doing? I never know what he's doing. What a
He's got to figure out how to open a door first. So, oh, here we go.
What's up, man?
Sit down. We got Jalen over here. So Jalen, all right, this is Mark. Mark's with MP.
How you doing, man?
You've seen his stuff, right? Have you ever seen his like mockeries of the travel parents and stuff? This guy's amazing, right? So that's his son Jalen, and Jalen's playing different, high quality baseball and everything else. He plays third base, right? So let me ask you this, Jalen. Do you pitch? Do you play other positions?
Yeah, I play pitcher and second base also.
I told Deacon as recently as this morning, I said you could be a pretty good pitcher and a pretty good third baseman, or you could be an elite third baseman. What would you choose? So before you answer, what would you choose?
I'm elite third baseman.
He's at high level. So I said the same thing. I said, he can throw. This guy, I don't know where he got the arm. He throws harder than I ever did. And his mom was
I know, they're getting to that now. He's like that with me. I'm always
He hurts my hand.
the radar. It's the numbers are the same now. It's like what we do.
All right, how fast are you throwing? Where's that heat coming in?
Like 64, 65.
Okay, that's impressive, man.
8 in the backyard whenever no one's around, but
Is it
no, he is actually very low pitch count. He's like I was telling you earlier, he's stuck in between that puberty age where you're starting to see the heat. Placement is great. Hardly no walks, low pitch counts, high strikes, but it's just right in there. It's just we're in the gym now. We just started. We've been going about 3 weeks now, and I'm real into the fitness and stuff.
Me too, man.
I'm waiting on this day forever to work out with him. I feel like I'm Rocky and he's Creed, or I'm Mickey, or Daniel.
Dude, how great is it as a dad though? It's so fun.
Oh, dude, because I would have been like two legs all the time. Tell me that,
Well, what we'll do here after this, all right, we'll exchange some info for the two of you guys can keep in touch. Oh, hold on, we got a special guest. Who we got here?
Minnie,
What is it?
It's a mini.
aka Mary Poppins.
Minnie?
It's Minnie.
Mickey?
Minnie. And
All right,
I got a cat named Marucci.
Change that dog's name to Chipper Jones, and then we'll talk. Listen, man, Jalen, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm going to keep your dad on for a minute, but keep grinding, keep doing your thing, right? And listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Dude, he's a big baby ever. All right, cool, man.
Yeah. All right, Scram, get out of here. You too, dude. Get out.
No one ever tells you, oh, well, if you become internet, TikTok famous or whatever, this is what you can charge companies to do. I was just getting some free stuff, and I was like, this is great. Well, as time went on, like I said, I'm about almost 4 years into this now. You start understanding it, talking to people, knowing, oh, you could make money for this now. You post anything. You need to understand your worth. And So I had a company reach out, and they were like, hey, we'd love to have you out to a tournament. Well, this was probably about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And they flew me there and put me up in a hotel room, and that was it. Well, I was down, $800 that weekend because I had to eat, and we went out and hung out, and
you didn't have an agent telling you, hey, here's what
I couldn't afford to pay nobody to tell me what to do. I was just happy I got a free air flight and a hotel room.
I would have been too, yeah.
As it went on, then you started knowing, okay, I got this much from them. Now you can ask for this. Here's a new company. Wow, they're really making a lot of money here, and I'm not getting much, and I'm signing all this stuff, and it's like being Santa Claus, on Christmas week at a mall.
You didn't understand your worth.
So to be fair, I skipped ahead. That first year, it was a lot of like, I'll give you $1,000, I'll give you this, or $1,000 to do this or that. And then you were just kind of breaking even off of a 4-day trip after you're talking to these kids, you're meeting families, just like me and you, there's people that do podcasts and stuff.
I absolutely love your humility.
Well, I was telling you earlier, this wouldn't happen if I was 21. I was Pauly D / Mike situation. I was that dude, in my mind anyway. The 40-year-old me is like, this won't last. I haven't had a chance to get comfortable with it, but the brand might. You might have the Mpthree baseball as okay, which just got me into now I'm taking kids around the country. It's just how do you
man. I'll stop you right there. Onward and upward with you, dude. Listen, I'm 45. I had a little epiphany, partied maybe a little bit too hard. About 5 years ago, I quit drinking completely.
I'm getting close to that for sure.
Just, it was waking up. It was just, we could talk for hours. And
dude,
I get to a point when I get to a point, I'm actually going to have a show. I'm going to get together a bunch of athletes who may have struggled with that and are able to openly talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's still so many people who are so embarrassed about it and stuff that they just won't talk about it. But that's another chapter. But sky's the limit for you, dude. You have the right attitude. You have the right mindset. You're
Stand
funny.
up ready to happen. I got a stand up thing.
You don't take yourself too seriously, and that is the secret. You know.
Yeah, what is great about this is that I was the guy that was like, and this is something that I think people need to do more of, and it's hard, where people's like, oh, I don't care what they say about me. Yeah, I say that. I said that all the time. Now, having close to 1 million followers on your platforms, all the messages, all the friends around the area that kind of went away, your group got smaller, you get closer with your family.
God. Isn't it crazy?
Oh my God, I'm
Isn't it
close
crazy?
with people like you that don't live out here anymore.
Then you're friends.
Yeah.
So now I'm closer to the people I'm meeting and doing shows. Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic of life, and you truly kind of see who people are, and it's the lions and the sheep, bro.
Now I am okay. I'm getting older. You know, how do you? I'm trying to be 4 years down the road where everybody else is like, man, I didn't know you had a website. I thought you just put a towel on your head. And
I know. That's humility, though, and that's being humble.
No, I get it, dude. Yeah.
Listen, karma always wins, brother. It's just something.
I like that tattoo.
The universe repays people who are truly kind, and it doesn't matter if you're Catholic or Jewish or what it is, man. It's believing in just putting something out there and not expecting anything in return. That's the key.
No, yes.
You know, being kind and
appreciated. Still am very. Oh my gosh, thank you. You know, you don't have to get me a hotel room for this, even though I really, really needed it. It's like, you know, I'm still new to this, and I have a different appreciation for the Kevin Harts and the Justin Biebers and the LeBron James. Like, what is it like to be? Because when I go to a travel ball game, I'm one of them. Yes. But when I leave the travel ball game, you may hit somebody up in a subway. Hey, I love your stuff. Yeah. But other than that, it's
No,
it's like nonstop for a Michael Jordan or something.
How far up north do you get? And, you know, where have you been? That Mason-Dixon line, right? Have you been?
I've never been to New York, Chicago, Rantoul, Illinois, you know, Sandusky, some of that stuff I've been to, but never ever been to I want to go to New York. I went to Washington, D.C. I landed there. I thought that was really cool. I didn't really care about Washington until I landed at the airport. I seen some of the stuff. I don't care, but I was like, oh, that's fun. But that's about as high up as I've been. I'm a very Caribbean dude. So
New York City, 7 hours from us. We're in Buffalo. It couldn't be further, right? Like,
I want to go there.
See New York and people think we're in New York City, but I'm 15 minutes from Toronto. That's where Buffalo is. But
that's cool.
The reason I found out about you was one of the parents on the travel. They're like, hey, have you heard of this guy? And I said, no. Cool. And then they started showing
like these stories.
But I was like, this guy is someone that I want to talk to and get on. And I'm so glad that we got to chop it up. And
you're cool, man. I would hang with a dude like you.
Definitely people that there's organizations up here, whether it be Hot Corner or Academy or, you know, there's so many that, you know, everything you're saying, it's the exact same thing. We're going to be hearing a lot more from Mark. I'm excited, man. What I'm excited about, I feel like I've kind of caught you at your infancy because I know I have a good read on things. I'm telling you,
man,
I'm not a psychic or anything, bro, but I'm telling you, it hasn't even come close to where it's going to be yet. And I mean that genuinely. I don't have bullshit people either, man. So
it's a lot of work.
Like, just keep grinding.
I am. And I was just kidding. I am getting ready to try the stand-up approach. I've got a travel ball comedian, as I think I'm going to start it off just being like, I'm a travel ball comedian, and just see where that goes.
That's a niche, though.
Sprinkle that into some, you know, maybe the siblings. You get into your daughter, and then you're into the in-laws, and then you're back.
Yes. But well, then you're not pigeonholing yourself, right? To just be.
Yeah.
And then next thing I see you on Netflix, man. Yeah, bro. I'm glad we got to do this. I really am. I'm going to cut you loose, man. I will definitely keep in touch. Cannot thank you enough for coming on Moneyball.
Man, I appreciate the invite, dude. I like doing these things. This is a cool one because I normally don't get to tap into the behind the scenes of everything. And this was a pretty decent little conversation for real. I really like this. because it was just kind of like, here's how it is. And man, we didn't even scratch the surface on some of this stuff. But yeah, let me know. I'll totally come
like
back
get to know you type thing, you know. And like I said, we'll be.
Yeah, that's cool. I really appreciate the you having me on.
It was great. I'm gonna go take an ice cold shower because I decided to come outside and do this. And as it's just sweat pour, I'll edit, but it's just pouring.
Get the guns out.
Take care, brother. This was great.
Nice talking to you, man.
Have a
For
good
sure.
one, man.